Listen, here's the issue. Grow does not mean scale. Scale does not mean grow. You want to know what scaling means? When I say scaling, this is what it means. Scaling means growing exponentially without incurring the same level of cost. That's what scaling is. Hey everybody, welcome to Finding the Upside. Thank you so much for joining me today. On today's episode, I am diving into a very popular topic. I am talking about scale. I want to know if you even know what it means, because scale has become such a buzzword, an overused buzzword, that we don't even know what it means. And I gotta say that it's not your fault. Let me elaborate. Nowadays, the word scale is used so much that people have lost the understanding of what it even means. I went and looked up in the dictionary, and if you look up right now, there are multiple definitions of the word scale. Obviously, there's scale where it has to do with weights and measures. Obviously, there's scale like scales on a fish. The only reference that I saw, a definition that I saw, was even remotely close to how it's being used today is as a verb to scale a mountain. Okay, but that just means scaling up something that's difficult, right? But nowhere in the dictionary, not in Oxford Dictionary, not in Merriam, nowhere does it say a reference to scaling to the next level in terms of business. Now here's the thing. I use the term scale, but when other people use the term, they mean something different than I mean, because I know what it means. Here's the problem. We're overusing this term, and when other people say, you want to scale your business, they're talking about growing it. Listen, here's the issue. Grow does not mean scale. Scale does not mean grow. You want to know what scaling means? When I say scaling, this is what it means. Scaling means growing exponentially without incurring the same level of cost. That's what scaling is, which is very different than growing. And most of the people talking about scale your business, you want to scale your business. Does it scale? Is it scalable? There's so many people talking about it when really they mean grow. If you truly want to scale your business, there's so many things to do and so many ways to do that. And it's not as simple as people make it sound. When they say scale, they mean grow and get more sales. And that's why everybody, when they talk about any element of business growth, they use the word scale. Wrong. It's not your fault if you have fallen victim to that language. It's not your fault because you don't know that that's not what it means. It doesn't mean grow. It's actually a much more complex concept. So in order to grow exponentially and not have the same increment or increase in cost, you have to optimize that machine before you do anything. So it's not just get more, it's optimize. Build foundation. First, let me elaborate a little bit more and give you some examples to really illustrate this. I want to give you a couple of analogies. If you're going to add a second floor to a house, a second level to a house, you want to expand your house, the first thing you have to do is shore up that foundation to ensure that it can handle that next level. And if you don't do that, here's what happens. The cost of not doing that is that the house falls down. Well, guess what? That's the same thing that happens when you try to scale your company, where you think it's just time to grow and get more before you've done that work to build that stronger foundation. The same thing will happen. It's not as simple as people are making it sound. So that's why so many business owners fail at this. Now again, it's not your fault, because you've been told and you've been tricked by all this noise that's out there about scaling your business. And all those people talking about scaling your business, they don't even understand what it means. It doesn't mean just get more sales. It doesn't mean just get more business. It means to optimize the machine and make it the strongest foundation it can be before you start adding power or you start adding more. The other analogy I'm going to give you is this. If you make a car, a regular old car, you take that and you try to make it a performance machine, but all you focus on is the engine and how it looks, or the color, or the things that you add to it to make it look cool. And really what you haven't done is look at the tires. Then you start to drive this thing at full rev, trying to make it look like, or trying to make it perform like this high horsepower performance race car, where really you've got 2 flat tires because you didn't do the work on the foundation to make that solid before you started adding this stuff that just makes it look good or look like a race car or sound like a race car to be a race car. All the pistons need to be moving at the highest efficiency possible at an optimized rate. Then and only then can you get it to be efficient. That as you add more sales, you get more profits. So when they say scale, they mean growth in sales. When I say scale, I mean more profits. So you've been tricked. You've been tricked into thinking, all I gotta do is get bigger. All I gotta do is get more sales. No. Because if you make more sales without doing the work to optimize your company and shore up that foundation, it will crumble with that extra weight. Well, that's all today for today's episode of Finding the Upside. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you have found this valuable, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Finding the Upside. See you then.